fast, fatal heart impact. Past painful scars, in fact, I blast tasteful bars and past. I back up my actions, fact, don't ask, grab reactions, jacked, attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet now. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now. Whenever we last left off with this series, quite a lot of things were going on. Now, in the last part, Deku and Amelia. They set some ground rules, and Deku, he helped her pick out a disguise for her human appearance. Now, Amelia, she was actually very concerned. Whenever she took on the appearance the first time of a human woman, Deku seemed to be very, as the humans would put it, put off by her appearance. And whenever she tried to question Deku about this, he seemed to be very evasive. Now, Deku, after helping Amelia pick a proper appearance that does stand out just a little bit, but does still fit in human-wise, he gave her some rules. Rule 1. Never ask about the first appearance and why he was put off by it. Rule number 2. If people are very friendly to you, do not trust them. Rule number 3. Always read somebody's mind if you believe or are skeptical if you are in danger. And rule number 4. Never leave the apartment without him. Now, with that being said, Deku, he does still have it on his mind, however. Whenever the two were leaving the apartment and did head to a store nearby where she can get some more clothing, Deku did have it on his mind about the incident. The one that happened to him years ago, where it happened. Now, while Deku and Amelia they were walking back to the apartment, somebody was able to see them. They saw the detective and thought they can get some payback. Now, with that being said, let's pick up there. Deku and Amelia, they are both walking down the street. And Deku, he does pay attention to the way Amelia does act. It's very strange to him. Him seeing somebody just look so memorized by everything. It's honestly kind of funny. This being where Deku, he does actually feel something in his gut. And he does recognize this feeling. Through all of his time in investigating and working with the Force, he knows when he's being followed. Deku, whenever they do get to a stoplight, he does go to bring his hands up and go to pat down his pockets. Deku, feeling his wallet in his left pocket, as he does go to bring his hand backwards and bend his body. Using his peripheral vision, he does check and see if somebody's following them. Him watching as somebody, they do go to stop, and then do go to try and pretend like they're busy reading something on the wall. Or they do just simply try to pretend like they're not tailing Deku. And Deku, he does feel his back pocket before at least going to bring up his hand, talking about how he does have it. As he does at least go to mentally reach out to Amelia. Whenever she does go to turn to him and go to open her mouth, you do have where she does feel the connection, and she does immediately go to close her mouth. Asking him exactly what's wrong. I believe we're being followed. You do? Yes, I do. Listen, I got an eye on them, but even then, I'm not too sure. I can, well, reach out and find them. Find out why they're tailing us, maybe. Are you sure that's advisable? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Besides, from the looks of it, it looks like some kid from a gang. I dealt with some people in this area before, so maybe that's it. Are you certain? What do you mean? Are you certain that they are human? Yeah, I'm very certain. How much so? I'm pretty sure they're human. Why? Because I'm actually starting to get a bit worried myself. Why would you be getting worried? The nature of my research here on Earth, it could put a target, as you would say, on my back. I wish to make sure that they are as you expect, and not what I believe that they might be. And what do you think they might be? Deku and Amelia starting to walk across the street, as he does actually go to reach out and grab onto Amelia's hand. And Amelia is just going to look down at that as she does ask him what he's doing. Hmm? Trust me, we might have to make a run for it. If we can get to a nearby alley or at least something like that, we can corner him and question him. Have you done this before? I've done it a few times. But what do you mean by they may not be human? What do you mean by that? I'm skeptical. Okay, but why? The nature of my research here on Earth is very top secret. And the fact that I'm here, if other people find me, other people have found out that I am inhabiting this planet with your species, things can go bad. You say that, yes, but why is that? I do not wish to tell you. Okay, Amelia, listen. Right now, you're trying to tell me aliens might be on Earth. Ones besides you. So, if there are aliens on Earth and you believe or at least suspect them to be here, I need a reason and at least some information on them. Okay? Can you do that for me? I would have to explain them to you better. Okay, fine. Now, Deku and Amelia are casually walking down the street. As Deku starts to pick up his pace a bit more, informing Amelia as to what to do. When they round the next corner, they're going to go on a full-on sprint. And when that does happen, they're going to blend into the crowd a bit better. And they're going to pretend like they're civilians, or at least duck into a nearby store. Does she understand? And Amelia, she actually is going to agree. As the person behind them, they do go to start quickening their pace. They're trying not to be noticeable, but right now, it's getting to the point where they're actually going to have to start running to keep up with these two. And we do have where the two, they do disappear behind a corner, as Deku does tell her, now. Him going to throw himself forwards, as Amelia, she does try to follow. Her almost dropping the bag, as they do start running around. Now, the person they do try to follow Deku and Amelia. However, when they do round the corner, you do have the fact that Deku and Amelia, they've already ran straight into the crowd and are nowhere to be seen. Now, we do have where Deku and Amelia, they do continue to run. They go down probably about 2 or 3 blocks before Deku does decide that they need to dive into a store and at least pretend like they're, well, able to hide. Now, whenever they do get into the store, you do have where Deku, he does keep a lookout, trying to at least eye the person who may have been the ones to do so. And whenever the coast is clear, Deku, he does at least go to call for something to give them a ride. As when they do get back to the apartment, we do actually have Amelia. On the way, she was kind of concerned. And then there actually was Deku. Deku, he kept trying to push about information about space. And Amelia, she herself was not too keen to share much of it. However, when they did walk back into his apartment and Deku did go to lock the door, Amelia brought her hand up and pulled off the, well, necklace that acts as a human translator. And then she did just go to take off her watch after turning it off. Her walking over to the couch and sitting down. As when she does so, she does go to bring her legs up and fold them, as she does talk about how this is all very complicated. Her bringing her hands down and grabbing onto her ankles, expressing that she does not wish to lie to him. However, the information she is going to share, much of it that she can, it is at least enough to allow him to know. And she does believe that once she does know this information, he will understand her, well, reason for secrecy. Okay, so what is it? Well, it is quite a bombshell to drop, so I believe we would need something to drink. To drink? Really? Yes, the information's quite heavy, so I believe tea or coffee would be fine. Hmm? However are we talking? World shattering? What? Change my life? Course of history? Well, I would say not world shattering, but if I'm correct, it would be world threatening. I'm sorry, what? Yes, the information I'm going to share. If I am found on this planet and my research is disrupted, more than likely, the results could be catastrophic for your species. And as you would say, disastrous. Okay, we're gonna skip the tea. I'm gonna go get my whiskey. Now, Deku does walk into the kitchen. As he does so, he does set down two glasses and pour something into one. As he does go to pour something else into another drink before walking back over. Him setting down two glasses, as Amelia should ask exactly what that is. Deku going to knock back a shot, as he does go turn and pour back into the bottle, or pour the bottle back into his cup, as he does go to hold up a soda. Him informing her that this is something that humans they call whiskey. It is alcohol. It is a way to impair their senses. And, right now, this is what he believes will be the best for this information. Now, Amelia, she's actually very confused. During her research, she's heard of things like this to impair senses. And, well, there's even those things that Deku does take. Those things in the little container. She knows he hasn't taken them in days, but they're a way to impair him. This must be like those. And Deku, he does just stare at Amelia, as she does go to grab the glass and go to take a sip. Her very surprised at the fact that her tongue went numb, and then her throat started to burn when she did go to swallow it. Her asking about exactly what this was. Like I said, it's called whiskey. Anyways, this information. You mind sharing it with me? Okay, that tastes horrible. Deku holding up a soda, telling her that she needs to drink this then, or at least mix it in with her drink. Her going to do so, as when she does that, she does actually look at Deku and inform him about a few things. Number one, the reason for her stay on Earth. Her reason is not only to research his species, but also to hide, because of the current threat that her species have found themselves a part of. Okay, and what would this be? Well, my species, we live in a very special part of space. In fact, it was very odd and strange for a while. We ourselves, we'll just say that, we still did not have the tech to travel the stars. We did not have much technology and a lot to understand. About a few 100 years ago, 2 or 3, we were given the tech to travel stars. And the aliens who gave it to us, they began open negotiations with our species. However, there was a problem. My species, there's talk and even, well, discussions about going to war. I'm sorry, going to war? Wait, hang on. What do you mean exactly going to war? Um, that is the second thing that is destructive. There is a race of aliens. We do not know much about them. They destroy their own home planet, mining it and scavenging their own resources. Not much is known, but, well, they got into a war with a few empires in the past. Many empires, they quickly fell. Their military force and presence was overwhelming. And, well, that's another problem. We believe that their species went extinct very long ago. And that tech they possess, it's highly advanced. The region of space it's been found in and located in, it's directly in between the edge of two empires, where my star system is. Both species, they discovered it. However, no one could agree as to where the border to each empire was. Space is free and open as much as anyone would claim, and restricting it, that's more difficult than you do think. Especially whenever the species all involved, they don't exactly agree with each other too well. And the war I'm talking about, these two galactic empires, they've been fighting it for almost a human decade. Uh, I'm sorry. Okay, so what I'm hearing is two different alien species. Mm-hmm. They're trying to go to war over this ancient tech that, as far as we know, it's insanely advanced. Correct. Wow, okay. Okay. And so what about your species then? That is the thing. Many of my species have tried to remain neutral. However, due to recent events and peace treaties going very wrong, we've had to avoid our home planet for some time. Our home planet is believed to be a war zone right now, and we have retreated from our home. So we began to investigate the stars, and eventually we found Earth. You found Earth. Yes, we found Earth. In fact, we believe the alien technology that your species discovered on Mars was one of theirs. So, so that's another thing. The reason why I believe I am in danger is because of, as you would put it, political assassinations. I'm sorry, political assassinations? Yes, it's either that or I would become a prisoner to them, and I would be used as a bargaining chip against my father, as you would put it. Wait. Your father. You'd be used as a bargaining chip, but that doesn't make sense. Actually, wait, hang on. But the only reason why you'd be used as a prisoner or even just killed is because you're the daughter of somebody important. Like, kings have had assassinations before in the past, but if that's correct, then that would mean that you... Oh. Oh, fuck. Uh, yes. I believe that you understand better now. Wait. Hang on. Wait. So, are you trying to tell me that you're royalty? Um, well, I believe that is how you would put it in human terms, yes. Okay. Um, oh shit. Now, Deku, he does kind of turn away. Okay, so there's an intergalactic alien war going on in space, and there's a species currently traveling through the stars to try and find a different place to settle down. And of all the people he may have bumped into of said species, he just so happens to bump into a fucking princess from the stars. You've got to be kidding me. Um, but wait, that just doesn't make sense then. Your species, they haven't found an uninhabited planet before? We found some, but the atmospheres, they're not unique. Like yours is. Oh, what do you mean? Your atmosphere on Earth, it's fairly, well, simple to put. Simply to put, I mean. It is very good for our species. In fact, it carries vitamins that my species find essential. And it is actually able to, as you would put it, negate some of the negative effects your air has on us. Wait, so you mean like vitamin D? I believe that is the correct one you call it. It actually has made me on your planet a lot healthier. And the time I've spent here, I do feel amazing compared to back home. Ah, okay, I don't want to question the science on that, but I don't know your anatomy. Hmm? Yes, that's also another thing. We do understand how your species reacts to information like this and finds it strange. In fact, another reason we like your planet in particular is because it is silent. Compared to our home, the roaring winds and the strange atmosphere, here is peaceful. You have days where the winds are strong, yes, but not such to which we'd have to burrow underground. Huh. Okay. Wait, doesn't that mean that your eyes... Yes, I believe as you would put it, night vision. My species has a form of it. However, it's only for low light environments, not completely, well, dark environments. So is that why you're always up at night? Yes, preferably. Along with that, we do wear specialized, well, coverings for our eyes, so as to not be blinded by your sun. Huh. Okay. I believe I'm understanding it, but okay, so you're a royal princess, though. That would be correct, yes? I would not like this to change how you do think of me, though. Please think of me as, well, who I am. And please do not treat me differently because of this. It's just, I'm just fucking surprised, is all. I mean, but that just leaves me so many questions, though. Hmm? Really? Yeah, yeah, I mean, for now, we can talk about that later, but, shit, I need some time to think. Did you want to shower first or should I? Hmm? I believe that I will go first. I will allow you time to process this information. Now, Amelia she is going to stand up. Her walking to the bedroom as Deku he does hear her turn on the shower. And he is just sitting there thinking. He's just staring down at his glass. And for a minute it just takes him some time. Alien tech on Mars is connected to this strange ancient civilization. The civilization they must have been the ones to come to Earth. And then there's these other two species. A war. A literal space war. Like what people have theorized in movies and comic books and in video games. It's actually happening out there. That just, that idea in his head. His world feels so small compared to what he knows now. But then there's a problem. If these species, they try and find her, then kill her, then they'll just destroy his planet maybe? No, they'll do something different though, won't they? Okay, Earth, they have very good transportation. They go to Mars, and so far they are at least working on a moon base. Let's see though. Will they be able to actually track these threats? No, they missed Amelia's spaceship though. Wait, did they though? Hmm. He knows that there was a meteor shower not too long ago. Could that have been connected then? Is that why they didn't pick her up? Hmm. Okay, this is all bad though. If they didn't pick her up during that meteor shower, then maybe they could have missed her. But wait. Hmm. That's a problem then. If their tech is so advanced they can get by human scanners, then it's also another problem. They don't know how many people could be on Earth. They just don't understand how much of this could be bad. Now, as Deku is trying to think, you know where Amelia should go walking out of the bedroom. As she has talked about how this human apparel does seem to be quite strange. Deku, he does actually see Amelia, and it is kind of off-putting for a second. Him actually going to turn and look away, as he does think that Amelia, she seems kind of, well, what's the right word? He doesn't know, but he knows he's felt like this before. Hmm? Does this appearance look bad? Hmm? No, no, it's just the tank top, the shorts. It's surprising. Um what else did you get in the bag? Hmm? Well, I believe that there was also a dress, and a few other clothing like pants and even a pair of shoes. They actually did seem to be quite well. The man, what is the correct phrase? Knows his stuff? Yeah, he usually does. Now, Deku does somewhat smile, and Amelia just stared at him kind of surprised. He's doing that thing with his face. She hasn't seen him do that before. Now, Deku, he does get to continue taking a sip of his drink, as his at least go to bring his hand up and press a button on the remote, as the TV does turn on. And whenever Amelia does go walking around and sit down, you do have where she does go to grab onto her cup. Her using her powers to pull up the glass and bring it over to her hand. And Deku, he does see her do that, trying to explain to her to not make that a habit. But why not? Because your powers, they're they're also your powers as well. Hmm? What? You possess the same abilities, do you not? Do you not take advantage of them? I do, but just in strange ways. Besides, heaviest thing I lifted was. Never mind. It was what? Listen, I just don't want to talk about it, alright? You keep saying that, but I don't even know what this thing you are referring to is. Listen, Amelia, it's a lot, okay? I just do not wish to. Now, Amelia actually has come a bit closer to Deku. Her grabbing onto his arm, talking about how he does need to calm down. Hmm? What do you know about calming down? Besides, I don't even think you understand anything about Earth, do you? I've made strides in my research. I know quite a bit. And from what I can tell about you, you appear to be stressed. You appear to be carrying something. And I would like to understand better about what it is. Now, Deku, he's just staring at Amelia. And he does at least go to somewhat look away, thinking about how the guy, he may have forgot to include something in that care package. And Deku does tell Amelia that he'll be alright, but for right now he just wants to relax and try and process his information, since it did seem to be quite a bit. I do understand, but if you would allow me to, I can show you more. Show me more? What do you mean? I mean that I can show you the information in a better way you can understand. Through my eyes. Huh? But why? You wish to know. And now that I have revealed my secret, I do believe that you have a better understanding of things. So I wish to show you. Uh, okay, but what do you mean? Now, Amanda is going to bring her other hand up to Deku's head. Ash is going to bring it on the side of his face, telling him that he just needs to relax his mind and lock away whatever he doesn't want to talk about in his subconscious. Because this might be Deku bringing his hand up and grabbing her by her wrist. As he does so, before we can even really think. And the look in his eyes, it does somewhat surprise Amelia. As Deku's eyes went from a calm, relaxed type look to a bit more of a surprised and, well, fearful look. Listen, Amelia, just don't. Please. Don't do that. I am sorry. I did not wish to make you uncomfortable. Is it alright if I... Listen, it's just... You still don't understand a lot about Earth. What you're doing, it's very, similar to, well, I'm trying to find the best way to tell you this. Listen, just... You're very close to me. And not in the way I believe you understand. And the way you're reacting to me and responding to me, it's very, let's just put it in a way to explain it to you. You only do this with something that you're very close to. Do you understand? I'm trying to. If you and a person have known each other for long enough, if you and them fall in love, it's very similar to that. Do you get it? Oh, I am very sorry. Now, after Deku is going to let go of Amelia's arm, she's going to pull her hands back, expressing that she is sorry, and she didn't realize that it was somewhat like the incident where she did, well, let down the barricades to his mind for a second. Yeah, the kiss. I'm sorry, I do apologize. Now, Deku and Amelia, they do both sit there in silence, as Deku does watch Amelia nurse her whiskey, and he himself, he does at least start to drink a bit more. Now, with that being said, I do believe that is a good point to leave this off of. And I do hope you guys enjoyed. Have an amazing day. Catch you guys in the next part.